What's up, everyone? Hanius Creed here with Creed TV, coming back to you with another video. Today we are going to be giving our reaction to the recent live letter from Square Enix for the up-and-coming expansion Evercold. I'm not going to be reviewing the whole live letter. I'm going to be reviewing the summary from Mioni, so I'm going to leave a link to his video down in the description below. Remember, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. And as always, we come out with new content pretty much every day at this point, so watch out for that. Without further ado, let's get into the live letter.
Before then, with Yoshi P showing off these figures, players will in the future, if experiments are successful, they say, be able to make their own Warrior of Light into real figures.
Oh, I do like this. I'm sorry, I've got to stop already. This is cool. I will definitely buy one of these. Just take my money. Take it. Take my money. I will have a Warrior of Light figurine or Incendal any day. Yes, definitely. I will. This is such a great idea.
It's apparently a service where you can take your own screenshot with your Warrior of Light posing and such and submit to a website for them to make a figurine for you. They're talking about pricing about this. The pricing takes resources. So there's the question issue of printing your own Lalafell figure being cheaper as opposed to printing an old Ra or Hrothgar figure. There will be more announcements of this feature coming at FanFest, and that's all we get for that. So that is an upcoming project. Now the live letter begins properly then, so patch 7.5 will be a big patch with lots of content, Yoshi P says. This is the new patch artwork for the patch 7.5 Trail to the Heavens. This will be releasing on the 28th of April, and that will be part 1 of 7.5, and part 2 will be releasing in early September. If we reserve the MSQ then, that we can sort of look into,
we're on the Starship Enterprise.
Will be back. Yoshi P says Urianger and the Laporte meeting had a big impact on each other, so that might play out a bit more.
I'm sorry, I've got to stop here. I hate these rabbits. You can shoot me if you like. I just... why were these rabbits driving, or well, flying the spacecraft to Ultima Fuel? It should have been Sid. I'm sorry, but it should have been. It should have been Sid there. I don't get it. Sorry, I just don't get it.
Quote, end quote. Calyx and the Warrior of Light then finally meeting and looking up at the moon ominously.
What's this
Yoshi says we have many storylines coming together and concluding, but it's time we move the Warrior of Light storyline further again. Foxconn says, as an old timer, looking at the sky means something turning red and coming closer. Yoshi P says, well, if that one turns red and falls down, we won't have a moon anymore. It would be over.
That's it.
Good point. So presumably something to do with space in this next storyline. Then we get the announcement of the Dawn Trail Allied Society Capstone Quest. This is something they've not done for a very long time with the Allied Society Quest, or Beast Tribes, right? In a very long time. This will be a new quest involving all of the Dawn Trail Allied Societies if you've capped out all of their reputations.
I do like a Beast Tribe
Things
quest.
Like this usually reward titles, achievements, dance emotes, and much more. And they're focusing on the second part of the live letter, later on towards just before NA FanFest, where they'll show the rewards and talk about those. They just talk about the features. Next up in 7.5 series will be more Hildebrand. Graphically, this is...
Seriously, what is this? It looks like some sort of mutated bug. That's crazy.
Actually one of the more impressive things in the game at the moment. Seems the gentlemanly undead are also returning, which is interesting.
Hildebrand.
Custom deliveries client will be added in 7.5, which is Soja. I think that's how you pronounce that. Again, with other rewards, and obviously this is crafter and gatherer content. Duty support will be expanded with Dusk Vigil and the Shisui of the Violet Tides getting full AI duty support, basically, with NPCs. Yoshi P said, we did see the...
How do I explain this? Put your squad in trust. Seriously. I don't mind the Scions being in trust. That's not the problem. But when you put random NPCs in the trust, it's a missed opportunity for me. Put your squad... That's how you can get new content from your squad, by the way. Put them in the trust system. I mean, it's simple for me.
feedback that we might have reduced the mechanical difficulty too much, but with duty support in mind, we had to. We want solo players to be able to enjoy the content, he says, but we're being careful not to take away too much from mechanics and gimmicks, end quote. This presumably after the feedback that, Desmond Darkhold isn't really anything like the original, but, we'll have to see what they do with these dungeons. PvP Series 11 will begin. They don't talk about the rewards. That will be in the next live letter, but we have a new series, which means a new battle pass type mechanic with rewards. The new Crystalline Conflict arena will be actually debuting, which is Archaea Harmonious. I think that's called Archaea Harmonious. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that.
Library,
there are plenty of line of sight obstacles with these large books and bookcases in a library, looking a lot like a reuse of art assets from the Great Google Library then.
Yeah, the Great Google Library, that's
Honestly, a new arena, very cool stuff. I'm sure they'll show that in the next live letter. A new dungeon will be debuting with this storyline known as the Clitium. I think that's how you pronounce that.
I'm sorry, what? It's called what? Let's just stop and appreciate that a second. It's called the Clitium. I mean, okay, all right. It's called the Clitium. Fair enough. No judgment here. Can we find it? Is it located?
Or Clitium? I don't know. We could make many jokes, but we're going to move on. Yoshi says this might or might not be related to the next expansion itself, but it leads us there. It's part of the MSQ. You always had a dark impression of Garlemald since A Realm Reborn, questioning whether people even live there. So is it related to the source? Please look forward to it, end quote. Very ominous, interesting. Looks like a kind of like pre-Civil War Garlemald to me in these pictures. Looks really cool. Can't wait for that. Again, there is a Alliance Raid Part 3 for Echoes of Vana'diel. This one will be titled Windhurst of the Third Walk, as most people speculated that we're going to Windhurst in that. Yoshi says players started to go back to 11 after playing the Alliance Raid, and 11 has been going strong as well. We have a picture here of Shantoto. Ho, ho, ho. Well, you would only know that if you know 11. You will fight this character you're seeing here somewhere.
Yeah, it's very 11-esque,
cool.
isn't
it? A big tree here then in Windhurst. He says, we put a lot of effort even into the trees and grass. Please take the time to look at the ground as well. My team called me over during the playtest. Yoshida-san, come here. Please look at the ground. It's great, right? And
I mean, what must it like to be a developer? To get excited about grass? I mean, look, developers probably have such a hard job in terms of making all this. I wouldn't have a bloody clue. I tried Blender once, and Blender was a nightmare. I couldn't figure Blender out to save my life. I mean, if anyone's out there, please tell me, how does Blender work? I can't for the life of me figure it out. I mean, to build this must take some pretty big brains to sort of build a lot of this sort of stuff. But yeah, look, boss, look, I made a tree. I mean, that's what you get in sort of nursery and kindergarten, right? Anyway.
Yeah, basically they want you to look at the foliage. It's not very good in this image because it's from a live stream, but I'm sure it looks amazing in the game, right? Resolution is not doing us any favors here. We've got a nice inside shot of the city. Extreme difficulty for this patch for 7.5, which includes Enuo. This, if you don't know, just a bit of backstory on Enuo. They're from Final Fantasy V, and in that game, it's a super boss.
I've not played Final Fantasy V.
So there you go. That's what that is, if you were wondering.
Super
boss. says, but we're in Garlemald for the dungeon. Why this? There will be many shifts for the plot this time, so it might feel like we're moving fast at some points, end quote. Interesting. Next up, we get an announcement for the next Unreal, which will be Shinryu Unreal.
Yeah.
Yoshi says the music and the mechanic where you cross over and then end up on his...
Look, I'm going to say this now. I think Shadow Blood gets too much hate. There is nothing wrong with Shadow Blood. The Shinryu boss fight is brilliant. And the way it shows up in Endwalker later, it's just brilliant. It's just perfect. So yeah, the fact that they're coming out with an Unreal fight around this is I'm excited. I am very excited.
Back. That did influence that one scene from Endwalker as well. Slightly different, of course. Don't forget those icicles in the back too. Phantom weapons then, this for part 4, the last part.
Ooh,
A sneak
new
peek.
crafter weapons.
Apparently, this is what the final design will look like.
Oh,
We
and
have Viper
normal
and
weapons.
Dancer. Those are the final
Oh, those look
forms
pretty
of
cool.
the actual relic weapons.
Yeah, I like the Viper.
Not the best resolution image, but those look amazing.
Not bad.
Yoshi says we got a
Even
lot
the
more
Dancer,
comfortable with the
actually, that
graphics
is pretty
update in our
cool.
workflow as well. And these are the last stages. A lot of effort went into these. And
I love this glam. This glam looks amazing. Yeah, I do enjoy. This looks like pretty good glam. Yeah, I'd like this. I mean, this is all right as well, actually, but this slaps.
Withholding showing the final models, but people have been data mining it anyway. So we're just going to show you the final models this time.
You gotta love
So there we
data
go.
mining.
They're kind of sick and tired
Nothing
of people
to
data
secret
mining it and ruining,
nowadays.
so they might as well spoil it anyway. So yeah, I suppose that's a mentality
Probably
that
the
they
best
should
thing.
take at this point. Which is Beastmaster time.
Yes, Beastmaster.
Beastmasters use an axe and
I am very excited for this job. I want to be a Pokemon master in the game. This is a great job. Oh, this is going to be so cool. I want to collect as many as possible. I want a Behemoth or something like that, which I can just call into battle and just do my bidding. I am very much someone who wants to sit back and let something else do my bidding. So I am super excited for this job.
shield, and they say capture.
Oh, axe and shield. Yes, an axe and a shield as well. Oh, this is very Skyrim sort of esque, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be a cool job. Yeah, I mean, I know it's limited, but God, I'm still excited.
Beasts and calling upon them to fight at your side. They are effectively a melee DPS starting at level 1, and they have a level cap of level 50. They have job quests available
surprising
upon
it's
the
a
release
DPS,
of the content.
actually.
To unlock this, you need a
Considering they've
Disciple
got
of
a
War or
shield and
Magic
things.
level 50 or higher in the game, and have completed the 2.0 MSQ.
Yeah, we're already there.
Additionally, you will need to have Dawn Trail on your account, so this will not be
no,
accessible to
none
free
of those
trial players
conditions
at
are a problem.
all. You
That's
do need to
okay.
have Dawn Trail
We'll
on
be
your
unlocking
account,
this
even
as
though the only
soon
other
as
requirement is level
possible.
50 or higher and have completed 2.0. So, think of that what you will. It works as following. Firstly, we capture beasts, lowering them in health, and then we attempt to capture them. There are up to 50 types that can be tamed currently.
Give me one of these.
2, we capture various beasts and then complete our Master's Bestiary, which is basically a Pokedex. They show us a Chimera here, which is pretty entertaining.
This.
All beasts can be captured through solo play, they say. Call upon tame beasts to walk beside you. Yoshi says you can show off the mobs you captured.
Yeah, I guess that would be cool.
This then is what the Master's Bestiary looks like, showing the monsters tamed on the left.
A bit like the
and
fishing
the
log.
monster's abilities on the right. So effectively, you'll be able to have these summons out with you and walk around in city states and places like that. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Imagine,
is a behemoth
just
here.
imagine, right, going around in a city or whatnot. Really, you're just doing your business. You go to the market board, etc. And you see players with these beasts and things like that. That just so cool. I cannot wait to be one of those guys.
Elements that are different and different beast types. Each monster has 2 attacks and also different depending on the monster. So you have elemental attacks, different beast types, and then 2 different attacks depending on which one you use. Here's a picture of a Beastmaster killing the entirety of Amdapor Keep with a behemoth casting meteor. That looks pretty entertaining.
Yes.
They say up to 3
exactly
beasts
this. I want
at
this.
one time.
I want this. This is what I want. I want to be able to go to a dungeon or whatnot, really. Oh, yeah, no, here's the last boss. Oh, Behemoth, Meteor, done. This is going to be great.
Using their abilities and actions to fight alongside you. Your tactics in battle will change depending on the beast by your side, and you use
just give me Behemoth and Meteor. That's all I need.
To fight in tandem with your beasts. This is not something that's been talked
about
much
here. We don't need tactics with Behemoth at our side.
Yoshi says this is a completely new battle system. Your own actions and rotation will change depending on the mobs you have out. It will feel overwhelming to explain everything at once, so the job quest will take you through it bit by bit. It will I will also obviously show it during the in-game demo in the next live letter. Since the cap is level 50, what are we fighting? That leads us
only
to
a
the
level 50
Crucible
cap.
of the Unbroken. This is a new challenge mode with objectives to complete, so think
Ooh.
Mask Carnival basically, but not quite. It's a dedicated single-player
Yeah,
experience.
this is going to be much
There'll be
better than
lots of
Blue
rewards,
Mage.
Yoshi P says, and it's a completely new type of duty, unlike anything else in Final Fantasy XIV so far. You can play to just clear, but we're also trying to implement some sort of rankings for those players that really want to go hard at it, Yoshi P says. Mr. Osmo was responsible for all of this, the job design from ground up and content. He put a lot of hours into this, Yoshi P says.
Yeah,
this is all I can show today,
imagine.
but the in-game demo and how I play, I will show next time. It has a lot of volume to it. The implementation for Beastmaster will be a bit further, however, in the 7.5x series. So either in
not long then.
0.55 or 5.6. So not on launch of 7.5.
For this either.
That is important to note.
Epic.
There is one more thing I need to apologize for, Yoshi B says. We did say we were updating Blue Mage in this expansion, but Beastmaster took all of our resources and cost, and we need to push the Blue update back. So new
I'm
Blue
not
Mage
too
in
disappointed
Dawn Trail
by this.
at all.
This is
I know many of you have been
news.
looking forward to the Blue Mage updates, and they will come in the future, but we prioritize Beastmaster
again,
this time. I am
not
sorry.
upset.
Beastmaster will also take you to places in the field that you haven't been in a long time, remembering where certain mobs were and trying to find them again. Then you can train those captured mobs and eventually challenge the rankings, end quote. So that's all we have for Beastmaster, not coming in 7.5, but a sub patch. And no Blue Mage, very disappointing personally, but you might not care, honestly.
Yeah,
ocean fishing updates then. So Favnia gets added to the fishing routes, which is pretty exciting. It looks like we're going outside the island sanctuary.
I'm not
fishing.
excited. I mean, I
Cosmic
don't
Exploration
really
gets its new
get involved
world,
with the old fishing
which
routes and things.
Ossetia?
Oh, this is very Star Wars-like as well.
Right. It looks very green. Yoshi says this looks like Gridania. Are we back? Looking very
a little bit like
heavy with trees and buildings.
A bit more
Definitely
futuristic
an interesting
with the buildings there.
Different aesthetics.
Oh, yeah.
There's ruined vehicles
this
and buildings.
This is very Star Wars, isn't it?
And Yoshi P says more about the content and rewards next time during the next live letter. They don't want to show anything off here, unfortunately.
This is what makes Final Fantasy slightly contradictory and confusing at times. So we're in a high fantasy world, right? But look at this sort of backdrop, this aesthetic.
We have more content.
It's very modern, isn't it? Like, look at the road. Like, you could drive a car on that. And actually, we're in a world where we still ride around on chocobos and use swords and shields and things. It just sort of contradicts itself at times, Final Fantasy, doesn't it? I don't care. I still love it.
And that's what it is. Updates then. So finally, we get the increased placement limits for indoor and outdoor furnishings. As you can see, got to. Is mostly.
I mean, this is pretty good in terms of us. Really, we need to furnish our house in our world. And I think we're going to probably dedicate a stream on Creed TV to house furnishings once we get further in the story. So this stuff, this is pretty good actually. This will help us. Indoor furnishings from 200 to 300. I mean, they're not giving us loads more, are they? It's just a little bit of a bump up, isn't it? But yeah, it's still something.
Double for outdoor spaces and around 50% for indoors across different size plots. 200 more slots for a large indoor space will be very welcome for me. Yoshi says since you will have more items to place, we had to increase the storeroom as well. And that's obviously very, very welcome. Not as many as people maybe wanted, but it's a good increase regardless. I'm personally quite happy anyway. Yoshi P says there will be settings that will now allow you to reduce players shown, to prioritize furnishing displays, or to simply prioritize those close to you.
That's good news for me and my sort of very mid hardware. That's going to be really good because, it just means I'm not going to have my computer blowing up on me every 5 minutes. So though I can get on board with that.
Console and lower end PCs. I already know that players will ask for another increase in about 6 months after this update. This increase should allow for designs that haven't been possible so far. We also managed to finally get the interior change working I had previously been talking about, to make your small house have a large house interior. That, however, will be in the next update, not this time. So not 7.5. Interesting.
Okay.
So maybe one of the sub patches? Who knows? We also want to update the housing UI. It does feel like the only pros can make use of things right now, such as floating furnishings with glitches.
Yeah.
So they're going to be talking more
yeah,
details on a later
I would,
day. But
you
the
know,
infer
again,
there is that they want to make it.
sorry, I'm stopping a lot here. I would like a bit of an update on the housing UI. I mean, it's very hard to create stuff at the moment. For me, anyway. You know, there is placing and things like that. It's fine, but you know, I think it could be improved. And yeah, this is good news for me.
So that you can freely move things around, and they're updating the housing UI probably based on other games like WoW and maybe even the modding culture, right? Where people have been doing stuff against terms of service to change that. So more news soon, hopefully. Hopefully we get a good housing update soon.
Service.
Very excited for the size changes as well.
I think the only one I've ever used is where it reads out the text for you.
Sadly. More details at a later day. Yoshi says, so the first step in this housing update 7.5 is furniture placement increase, and then step after will be the interior change. So 7.55 maybe. This new interior fixture design then is being debuted. This has lights in the ceiling like an office. If you want that kind of office environment,
no,
that's the aesthetic.
Look, I don't want to come home.
Stuff. Now we're moving on to glamour changes. So firstly, a huge one for armoire updates. So you will now be able to store all job-specific gear. So all artifact gear can now be stored in your armoire. That is absolutely massive.
Yes. Thank God. I am such a glam hoarder. And this is great news. I absolutely love the fact that you could just store all your gear now in the glam chest. Yes. In the armoire. I mean, my glam. So just let me put the context here. My glamour dresser is filling up fast. I've only got about 300 spaces left. It's looking a bit of a mess in there, and that's because I can't put hardly anything in the armoire. The fact that we're going to be able to put job-specific artifact gear in the armoire is brilliant news, because now I can spread the the gear sort of storage and things like that. So yeah, this is probably one of the best announcements so far. Great stuff.
And also another big one, all gear from dungeons introduced in the 7.x series. So all of this expansion will be storable in an armoire. So those Mistwake sets that you've got in your retainer right now, like I do, you'll be able to store them in an armoire.
Big news.
That is huge. They say the option to store gear from area dungeons will be rolled out gradually over time, and the ability to store dungeon gear as outfit glamour is also under consideration, end quote. That is really exciting. This is one of the biggest changes and one of the most welcome changes to glamour we've had since the 7.4 update.
I need more glamour, man.
It's going to free up so much room in the glamour dresser. Perfect.
I haven't even finished
Yoshi also says,
yet in
and
my new
from now on, you can also just take out one item
on
if you had stored it in your glamour dresser as a set. There we go. Next up then, another big change is the dye updates then for consolidated dyes. A new feature then. So many of the currently available dyes will be consolidated into 3 base dye types. Yoshi says, we had a name for these until
this has happened already.
I didn't like it, so the naming system is
This has happened already.
So they're calling them ABC at the moment. That will change.
I like this a lot.
This will not apply to dyes that can be purchased from the online store. That's a caveat.
Because
but when using one of the new dyes, you'll be able to select
for every
which
color
of them the actual color applied
great
from.
in my book.
So let's, how do we put this? So the number of available colors remains the same, but the dyes being consolidated into the new base dyes will no longer be available, right? So you get a dye which it's named A, B, or C.
Yeah.
And then each of those is like a category of different dyes.
Got a load of A's.
So let's say you get dye number A, and then when you apply that to the gear, you just have the open palette from just having that one pot of dye, and then you can apply whatever dye you like from that.
And it saves so much gil as well,
so like
because actually what you need is one...
Dalamud Red would be in the same exact pot as Snow White, for example.
Probably not for those who like selling dye.
So yeah, instead of having lots of different dyes filling up your saddlebag like I do, you'll just have 3 types of dye. They do say, like I say, it doesn't affect ones you've purchased from the store, though, so those will still be separate if you do buy them. But yes, they say dies currently in your possession will no longer be functional, and after the patch goes live, they can be exchanged for the new consolidated dies by speaking to a Calamity salvager. If you select the command, he says there is a process running in the background that exchanges all of the die automatically in one go. That's a nice quality of life.
Yeah, I did this when it first
this will
changed.
save you room in the saddlebag, like I say, and storage. It's a very interesting change, honestly.
It's just such a
really
good change.
HP says, we're at the point where I feel like a lot of systems should be reviewed now. There will be a lot more.
For sure, there are so many outdated systems in Final Fantasy XIV.
This is very exciting, especially with the discussions we've had recently. And that's pretty much the end of the live letter. So just brief announcements. A gallery will be open in Japan that you can visit with some art.
Oh, brilliant. I think there was some good announcements in that. So, you know, there was, I'm really excited about the glam updates and things like that. I really need more space for my glam. And, the Beastmaster quest. I am so excited to be a Beastmaster. I do want to be going around with my behemoth, with my Chimera and things like that. I'd just be able to strut like a Pokemon master should. It is a brilliant, I'm really excited for these updates, definitely. Well, that's about it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today and our live reaction to the live letter. Some pretty exciting announcements coming up in the near future. Some have already happened, but, you know, it's good to see what's coming down the line as well. If you like the content, guys, please like and subscribe. And if you're around, please join us on twitch.tv/Hanius Creed. We're live on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7, and every other Friday for our special. That's it, guys. I'll see you later. Goodbye.